I'm Sparky Thompson. In years past, we've always had like an iPad here, and I've had to deal with that. Everything runs through, they're filming everything, all the clinic is filmed, and you'll get recordings of it, and then also, everything that happens on stage is being live streamed, so your performance is live streamed, it's an archive you can go to, and you can pull it up anytime you want. And your parents, grandparents, whoever, from wherever in the world can go to YouTube and pull it up. And then also, and if I say something incorrect, Norm will let me know.
You're doing fine.
Okay, and then also, all the bands tomorrow, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning until whenever, including tomorrow night's Temple, the college jazz band concert with Pete Chrisley, one of the great tenor players. Well, that will be at 7:30. You can watch that on YouTube. TC Jazz live stream, I think is where you go. And then on Saturday night, our Temple Jazz Orchestra is playing with Kenny Werner. And I think also their clinics at noon will also be on. So you can check it. You're at school tomorrow. You can pull up your phone if it's legal at your school and check out Pete Chrisley's clinic at noon. It's not legal. You get taken away. Don't go to high school. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
We'll be here.
Oh, really? You're staying over? Oh, that's so cool. God, that's great. Yeah. Listen, we gotta go back to school. What? That's great. I wish more schools did that, but they have to go back to things. So y'all are able to take advantage of all the clinics and everything. I got students Saturday too.
Just have this Saturday.
Oh, okay, cool, sweet. So you check out Kenny's clinic, but then Saturday night at 7:30, our Temple Jazz Orchestra plays with Kenny Warner. It's gonna be awesome. Colin's got some solos. I have some solos. Norm's gonna be tearing it up. Norm and Charles have some percussion stuff. It's gonna be awesome. So go ahead and get up Milestone. Now the big thing I want to say about Milestone is that you're doing a great job. What's your name? But you're playing way too much. And here's a general rule about swing. If I can hear your bass drum, it's too loud. Bass in swing, and we're talking about jazz swing. In jazz swing, the bass drum really should be felt and not heard. If we can hear it, like even up here, it's too loud. Bass drum really should be used for accents and punches and kicks and things. The time element, now that changed with bebop. Pre-bebop, the timekeeping element was the bass drum and the snare drum. But after the tempos in the 40s with Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie, and the tempos started getting faster and they started to play lighter, so the timekeeping element, say that becomes faster, switched over to the right cymbal and the high end. So, and what would happen is, the bass player's over there walking, and anything low end like that is going to get your whack. So that full floor bass drum is going to get the bass drum whack. Also, it changed piano playing because up until really bebop, stride piano was the thing, right down there. But then after that, really anything below that C is pretty much verboten because again, it hits in the bass player's way, and you're doing common patterns and that changed. That really changed with bebop and changed with people like Al Haig and like Al and the more bebop players. And it's going on, and that style of rhythm section playing in swing is going on until this day, until something else comes along. So let's try a little bit of milestones at the beginning, and if you can give, so we mentioned the bass drum, and then snare drum, the 2 and 4 snare drum, you don't want really that. You want, again, more accents on the snare drum. Right cymbal, ching, 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 and the hi-hat 2 and 4. So let's try that just rhythm section at the beginning. Get the hi-hat also. And so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Where does the whole rhythm section come in? At 5, is that measure 5? What is that, letter A, measure 5? I don't have the score.
We do the intro and then we start playing.
Okay, 5. Yeah, we hear 5. 1, 2, 5, 2, Now, no bass drum, not even on 1 and 3. Yeah, so give me right cymbal louder, give me hi-hat on 2 and 4. And then the snare drum kicks, sometimes cross stick like you're doing, 2 and 4, sometimes 4. And now all the things we're talking about, there's kind of and I'm going to talk about some other things too. Probably my big theme for this weekend is listen and steal. Listen and steal. Listen to jazz recordings. Listen recording. If I was going to be a country bass player, I'm not. but I like funny country. If I was gonna be a country bass player, somebody said, hey, you're gonna get $2,000 a week to be a country bass player, I'm gonna listen to every country recording I can find. And figure out how to play, I'll play 1 and 5, but I'll figure out how to play some other things besides, boring bone, and, country bass players. And I don't know that much country music. So the parallel's the same thing. Y'all haven't listened to much jazz yet. So you need to start listening. Yeah, that's the thing. And now there's so much music available on YouTube. I'm gonna go around the room, it's gonna be really quick, and I want you to name me one person that plays your like a famous jazz player plays your instrument. And since I play trumpet, I'm gonna start with the trumpet players. Yeah, great place to start. Louis Armstrong came down, he sounded like he came from another planet in the 20s, where they had already been playing jazz for 50 years. That's how far ahead he was from them. Great one to start with. Go. Did you take yours? Too bad. Good. Go. Give another. Who wrote Milestones?
Miles Davis.
Miles Davis. There's another great. I'll give you that. Okay, go.
Cat Anderson.
Cat Anderson, you're a lead player. Yeah, so you like all the high notes. Cat Anderson's great too. I love his 20-minute second line G, like Clifford Tone. You probably could do that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Cat Anderson, one of the great lead players of all time with Duke Ellington Band, and was really known for playing. But he can also play really intricate jazz cuts as well. Go. Say it louder. Dizzy Gillespie. Yeah, don't puff the cheeks like he did, but everything else is fair game. I got the opportunity to play with Dizzy Gillespie 4 times, and it was incredible. But Dizzy Gillespie, one of the musical geniuses, invented bebop along with a sax player I mentioned, that I will mention later on. Yes, sir? Arturo Sandoval, awesome, yeah. Got to play with him a few times too. I saw a pedal tone video that he did on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
God, that's insane. Nobody can do that. It's crazy. All right, go. Charlie Parker's an alto saxophone player. I was going to wait on him, but yeah, so y'all can't use him, so she took that. But although it's great that you know Charlie Parker, it's really important also that you start with people that play your instrument. Although there's nothing wrong with listening to Charlie Parker. He's the musical genius of the 20th century. Go. You were going to say Dizzy Gillespie, she took it? Okay. Okay, so what happens is on each of your instruments, and pretty much in every artistic endeavor, there's a family tree that goes along with that. So like the jazz trumpet family tree would be, my opinion, would be Louis Armstrong, Roy Eldridge, Dizzy Gillespie, guys, you used to be able to do it faster. Louis Armstrong, Roy Eldridge, Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, Fats Navarro, Clifford Brown, Lee Morgan, Freddie Hubbard, Woody Shaw, and Marsalis. Is really the trumpet family tree. And because they were influential when they were younger in their era. Now their lives obviously overlap, but they were influential. One came from the other one. Really. Now there's other great jazz trumpet players: Art Farmer, Chet Baker, Maynard Ferguson. Some guys going now would be people like Wynton, Wallace Roney, Dave Douglas. And the thing is, you can go to YouTube, even if you don't remember any names, and just type in jazz trumpet, jazz trombone, jazz alto saxophone, jazz baritone. Yeah, and there are berries are hard to find, but they're there. And just type them in. If you type in jazz trumpet, you're going to get scrubs like me, because I have a lot of videos from Temple Jazz Orchestra stuff on there. But you're also going to get famous people like Wynton Marsalis and Nicholas Payton and Terrence Blanchard and all the people we've mentioned and many more. And they'll get you started. And just listening and just stealing also, but also just assimilating that jazz style. All right, trombones. What did you say? JJ. I was going to say JJ Johnson. Yeah, JJ Johnson. JJ Johnson in the 40s was the bebop trombone player, and people would walk by the club and swear that he was playing without trombone because he had such intricate, he had the higher partials, He would rarely go past third position, but he had it all. He had such control of it. All right, J.J. Johnson, that's your go. Oh, okay. Well, good drummer. That's right. Yeah. All right, go. Trombone Shorty's awesome and a great trumpet player too. I heard him when he was like 5 years old in New Orleans, and he was just freaky. He was playing outside. He was just freaky good. Yep. Who? Yeah, Pinecone's awesome. Wycliffe Gordon, and I've gotten his nickname's Pinecone, and he's ridiculous. And you look like Pinecone. You look like, yeah. No, it's cool. He's really cool. Wycliffe went to Florida A&M, and that's where Wynton discovered him. And then he just, and he wasn't a great player at first, but he just knew that Wycliffe was really serious. That's why he hired him. He said, he's somebody I want to look out for down the road. And so you're somebody I want to look out for down the road. So I heard your solo. Won't get something good. All right, let's go down the road. Barry saxophone.
Grover Washington.
Does he play already?
You did a few things.
Oh,
with it.
saxophone.
Oh, he does speak the barrage? Well, no, I know that.
That's also my first instrument.
Okay, alto, yeah. Okay, yeah, Grover's great too, yeah. And so, now Barry saxophones are hard to find, but Jerry Mulligan, Pepper Adams, Nick Brignola, and a guy going, Gary Smullian. There's a guy going now, Jason Marshall. That's a newer guy going out, and he's phenomenal. He's great. We'll start with altos though. Alto, you already said Grover Washington. Alto, give me an alto. Okay.
80
I was gonna say,
He never
Try
lived
more.
to your get off this.
Is your name 80 something?
No, not
Oh,
me.
okay.
Not me, I'm not
Okay,
saying me.
now, there's great unknown players everywhere. There's people that don't know why, there's all kinds of, you go to some little town, there's always some guys that can really play. So I'll look him up. Check him out. Is he on YouTube?
Maybe.
Okay, I'll check him out. Okay, I'll check him out. Go. Fathead Newman's great, and from Dallas. And he's awesome. I actually played with him in Dallas many years ago. And he's awesome. Great tenor player as well. Yeah.
She stole mine.
Who was it? Charlie Parker. Well, with alto, and you could spend a lifetime just on Charlie Parker, but also Cannonball Adderley and Paul Desmond, and even like Johnny Hodges and Benny Carter before. And some guys going nowadays like Kenny Garrett and Antonio Hart, and a former student of mine lives in New York, Patrick Rodriguez. He's from San Antonio. Some trombone players I should have mentioned. Bill Watrous, who we've done a couple of recordings with, is great. Slide Hampton's my favorite. He plays left-handed. He's awesome. He's my favorite trombone player. Curtis Fuller, another great, not unknown, but underappreciated trombone player. And North Texas, y'all are from the Dallas area. And North Texas has a lineage of jazz trombone players. Joe Jackson, Conrad Herbert, Ron Wilkins was a friend of mine in the Air Force, man, and he lives in New York now. Brett Zvacek, a lot of great trombone players that came from Dave Bannon, that Steve Wiest, that came from University of North Texas. And there's a whole lineage of we did alto. What about tenor players? Yeah, he's a newer guy, and I need to check him out some more. I haven't quite gotten into him as much yet. I need to check him out. So Kamasi Washington, yeah. Who else?
John Coltrane.
Yeah, that's who most people use to mention first. Train. You can spend a lifetime just on John Coltrane. Any other tenor players? But also Sonny Rollins, and also pre-John Coltrane guys like the initial three great tenor players: Coleman Hawkins, Ben Webster, Lester Young. You can spend a lifetime on those guys. Don Bias. Some guys going now: Branford Marsalis, Joshua Redmond is phenomenal. Lots of other names: Joe Lovano and people like that. Tenor players. Of course, Pete Chrisley is going to be here. Ernie Watts we had last year. He's phenomenal. Jazz flute's hard to find, but they are out there. My wife is a classical flute player, and so the only really flute players that she sanctions, because the rest are kind of saxophone doublers.
Yeah.
They get that floppy doubler thing going on, so they don't really sound like flute players. Although Frank West pretty much invented the jazz flute. He was with the Basie band, 50s, 60s, 70s. So Frank West, W-E-S-S, is a great place. Lou Tabakin is a tenor saxophone player, but he's also like a virtuoso flute player as well. And then my favorite is a guy from New Orleans. His name's Kent Jordan, and he was Wynton Marsalis's roommate at Juilliard, and he always got up on the Wynton about not practicing enough, because Kent Jordan would practice like 10, 11 hours a day, and so he was always getting on the Wynton about, hey, you don't practice enough. Can you imagine? Yeah, he would get on the Wynton about not practicing enough. Wow. Yeah, no kidding. Kent Jordan, and on my wife and I's honeymoon, Kent Jordan opened a club in New Orleans, and we went to see him the first night. Soprano. So what do you? Is soprano your main axe or?
No, main axe tenor.
Oh, okay. So tenor. So the same guys we talked about. All those soprano guys. Dave Liebman plays a lot of soprano. Steve Lacy is Sidney Bechet is kind of the father of the soprano saxophone, but then Steve Lacy's another. That soprano was his main axe, and he was actually the one that got John Coltrane started playing soprano. Steve Lacy did. I think, did Steve Lacy pass away within the past few years?
Yeah.
He's got to be up. Yeah, he would be up there if he didn't. So, but yeah. So, and then Branford Marsalis. I really like Branford's soprano playing, and there was a time where I didn't even like his tenor playing, but I love this. His original voice is more soprano, and I think it may have had to do with him starting on clarinet when he started in high school. Drummers. Yeah, and drummers are going to be, you're going to want to listen to big band drummers like Buddy Rich, like Louis Belson, like Ed Shaughnessy, like Mel Lewis could go both ways. Buddy Rich's small group playing is actually pretty good too. But you'll also want to listen to guys who are mainly small group drummers. Who'd you have? And Dennis does everything. He's ridiculous. He sat in on a salsa gig, and he was playing timbales. He sounded like Tito Puente or somebody. He's just ridiculous. He's like one of the best all-around percussionists just in the world. And funk drums. He may be the best funk drum, except for Chris Day. But yeah, Chris Day is ridiculous. Those guys. And with bass players, you're going to want to listen to both electric, Jocko. Okay, we love Jocko. And you could do a lifetime on Jocko. But not only electric players, but also upright. If you play upright ball, you can get into it down the road. And you'll want, now somebody like Stanley Clark, who's a virtuoso on both, something like that. But like, even though you play, like you're into Jocko, and that's cool, and electric players, when you play swing, you're going to want to play swing more of an upright concept. Jocko certainly did. And I know he listened to a lot to Ray Brown and Ron Carter and Jimmy Blunt and people like upright players. What about guitar?
Carlos Santana drum.
Santana's a great player. I wouldn't call him a jazz player, but I mean, he's a great improviser. And I can tell that you listen a lot to Santana when you were playing on the blues. It's pretty cool. But as far as jazz players, I mean, I love Pat Metheny. I mean, Pat Metheny's a great place to start, and that will spin you off in a lot of other people. As far as comping, there's a guy named Jim Hall that just passed away recently. But Jim Hall's comping is really revolutionary because he comped like a piano player. He played a lot with Bill Evans, one of the great piano players. And so his comping is very piano, really percussive, like piano. Charlie Christian, another one. I already said Pat Metheny. Kevin Eubanks with the Tonight Show band is great. And there's some others. And your directors are really good source for this too. Who should I be listening to? You know, and your director you should check out too. It's good to do self-discovery, but if you're not for sure, check for your director. What about piano? Stevie Wonder's a genius. And he listened to a lot of jazz players as well. Now the stuff he plays, he's great. Stevie Wonder's great. As far as jazz players, somebody in the last band I said mentioned Duke Ellington and Count Basie. I said, hey, yeah, that's right. Now they were more known as big band leaders, but they were very underrated piano players. But they're great to listen to too. Art Tatum. Well, boy, again, you can do a lifetime just on Art Tatum. And it covers the bridge between the stride players. The bebop players we already talked about, like Bud Powell and Al Haig. But then there's 4 piano players who really influenced most of the players who are playing now. And Kenny Warner would say the same thing here. And it's Herbie Hancock, Chick Corea, Keith Jarrett, and McCoy Tyner. And now they're all getting up there. They're all in their 70s now, but they're all still active, still playing. And the guys that are going now, people who listen, who like to study and listen to them because they're comping, they're so real angular playing. All right, let's go to milestones. But again, the big theme is listening and stealing. Let's go to milestones. I do want to have you play a little bit. And let's go right at 5. Right? Jump in the 5. Okay. Here we go. Right at 5. And give me that. Lots of ride cymbal, lots of hi-hat, and mainly accents. And your accent can actually be dot, if you need to. But you can do other accents. Here we go. 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right there, we don't need all of them. And it sounds a lot more elastic than they can do. And the band doesn't have to play as loud. They can articulate a little bit more. Da, 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 da. Let me hear that saxophone. 1, 2, Yeah, one more bass. Yeah, I want to hear both sides. Dot. Make sure your tongue in both sides of the note. 1, 2, Yeah, and that's a lot more percussive sound. Yeah, that's it. And that's really what I was missing on the first tune, on the chicken. I felt like some of the things that should be short. Dee dot 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 dot. Can we play that? Do y'all need to pull that up? Can we play that lick? Dee dot 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 dot. But we play that lick in the chicken. Oh, come on. You know that lick in your sleep. Da 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 da. But 1, 2, the chicken lick. 1, 2, ready, go. Yeah, but that sounds way too polite. And I'm not necessarily meaning louder, just articulated more aggressively. 1, 2, ready, and. Good. Want more trombone, more tenor saxophone, and a little bit more lead trumpet. 1, 2, ready, go. Now that we've gotten louder, the notes have gotten longer. Don't let the notes get longer. One, dee dot 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 dot. And with a bigger band like this, your short notes have to be short. 1, 2, ready, and. Good. Make sure when you play the low B flat, your lower notes have to be short too. You were stopping every time on the break, and I don't know what's in the chart. I would have liked to heard you accent that late too. D dot that to give them a little bit to let them play on. Solos all work really good. I like the trombone solo, probably the best performance. The solos work really good. Who was the saxophone solo play first? Make sure you're not using all blues scale all the time. And here's the thing, and I'm gonna steal a little bit from Jamie Aversall. You see, he actually said this. The blues scale. Let's play a little bit of the chicken. The rhythm section. I'm gonna solo. Here, chicken. 1, 2. I'm gonna solo. 1, 2, ready, go. You were doing good. Oh, he plays bass on it. No, play something. Just play something B flat thumb. 1, 2, ready, go. Which is fine, as long as you play, because you were playing really rhythmically ever since. That was really good. Your rhythmic ideas were really good. But if you do other things besides blues scale, 1, 2, ready, go. G blues scale or B flat blues scale. You can still play with a blues feeling. Hopefully, I achieved that. You know, that second vowel thing, not crazy. But you can use, but you don't just use the B flat scale, blues scale. Blues scale. It's like Jamie Aversall actually used this analogy. He said, imagine you were painting a painting, and you only use the color blue. It'd be kind of a boring painting, right? There's other colors. There's reds and yellows, and I'm fairly colorful, black and whatever. And so you can use all those different colors. And that's where those other different scale choices and note choices come in. Cool. And with you, the reason I can tell you listen a lot to Santana is because the way the guitar is built, it's built on like a minor pentatonic scale. And that's what you were playing all the way through. So now the good news is there's only 12 notes, and you landed in some good key area. So just not make sure you're playing just not D minor pentatonic all the time. Make sure you're playing some other stuff. Yep.
It's time.
It's time. Any questions? Anybody? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, you said play outside the B flat blues scale. What other
There's Mixolydian mode, which is major scale. And then the major, if you take the major scale and flat the 7th note. Yeah, come in. Flat 7 is the dominant chord. That's called Mixolydian mode. So you can use that. Yeah, and ultimately there's only 12 notes. So really, I mean, down the road you can play anything over anything. But for right now, it's good to like, hey, I have this chord. What scale can I play over? What scale choice can I play? And that's probably the best. With no wrong notes in it. Does that make sense? Okay? Yeah, so mess around. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Thank y'all. Hey, it's great y'all are staying and checking everything out. That's awesome. Cool. I will not. I'll be going home and watching the Final Four. That's cool. I'm going to be here all day tomorrow and Saturday. So I have to go shopping. I live an hour from here, so I have to go shopping. My wife started sent me shopping.
Can you guys actually take the tax over?
And then go home. I think I have to. We're perpetually remodeling our kitchen. Yes. But also watching basketball. I know I practice a little bit too. Hey, y'all have a good one. I appreciate it. And then the other thing I mentioned on the tape is like in your band. There's a lot of times I hear bass trumpet and I hear like in the outro, and I hear a lot of low, but we don't hear like trombones coming through. We hear like tenor sax. So some like particularly on the middle, on the back. Right. And I think, and I even mentioned too, the singer is so awesome. What's her name? Yeah, I'm going to be hearing about her now. But the thing is that she would probably like that too.